Hello everyone, welcome to Skills Build Training YouTube channel. Myself Mohammad Zubair, and this channel is all about showing you how to become an IT pro really fast. So the topic of today's video is understanding video card settings for beginners. So without any further ado, let's get started. So basically in today's video, I'll talk to you about the settings of video cards using control panel of Nvidia, and I'll use one other tool. So first of all, I'll search for Nvidia control panel, and here it is. So basically this is how the control panel of Nvidia looks like. We have three major portions here. First one is related to the image setting with preview. This is how your system will use your graphic card for the preview of your images and videos. Here we have three basic options. First one is let the 3D application decide. Means it depends on the application you are using at the moment, and it will decide that how much resources or what type of features it requires from your graphic card. So you can go with this option. Other than that, as you can see down here, we have a description of each setting. You can learn about it and you can decide if you want to use it or not. As you can see here, it says instead of using the 3D hardware acceleration setting from this control panel, 3D application will set the values to be used by your graphic card. So as I have told you earlier, that your application will decide everything. Then we have the second option, which says use advanced 3D image settings. So what it will do with this option, it will use the advanced 3D options, or you can say 3D features for your application from your graphic card. And here you can see we have the description of this option, and down here we have the typical usage scenario, that when this option should be used or when this option will be used. As you can see here, it says more control of your 3D image settings and how content is rendered. And then we have using specific 3D settings. So basically, you should go with this option when you want to go with some advanced settings. And the last one is use the preference emphasizing. Means you can use the GPU as per your choice and as per your need. So if you click on this one, here you have the option, or you can say here you have the gauge which you can set. Either you can go with the highest quality, or if you want better performance from your system or from your graphic card, then you can go towards that one. So basically, in other words, you have to compromise on one thing. If you are getting highest quality, then you have to compromise on your performance, or if you are getting your highest performance, then you have to compromise on your quality. There is a middle way, and that is you can go with the balanced one. You will have performance and quality in equal ratio. But as you know, we have some applications which require more of the performance than the quality, and we also have the applications which requires more quality, like we have 3D modeling, or if we render some video, or if we render some 3D model, there we need quality. So in that case, we will go with the quality feature. So these were some of the options which were related to your image preview. Now if we go into manage 3D settings, here we have different settings which we can perform, or you can say which you can customize for your graphic card. First one is image sharpening. At the moment it is off. By image sharpening, it also means that the quality or the sharpness of your image, the more the sharpness, the more of the quality. So you can choose what you want. If you go with on option, you can customize it as per your need. As you can see here, we can sharpen the image. At the moment it is 0.5, means it's in the middle. And down here we have ignore film grain, and it is 0.17 by default. And it is recommended in most of the cases that you should go with the default value. I'll go with the off at the moment, so I'll just click on OK. Down here we have different other options. As you can see here, we have low latency mode off. Latency means the lag which you might face while you are working. At the moment it is off, because I'm not using my graphic card at the moment, so I do not need it to perform at the background or run in the background processes. Then we have max frame rate. Most of you might have an idea that what is max frame rate or what is frame rate. Higher the frames mean you will have higher quality. At the moment, the default frame rate is 58. If you want to increase this one, you can just slide it. But remember one thing, as you will increase the frame rate, the workload on your graphic card or on your GPU will also get increased. So make sure that what you want to do and what type of application you are using, and then decide that with which frame rate you want to go. I'll just again turn it off and I'll click on OK. And then we have multi-frame sampled. And then we have different other options down here. If I talk about the shader cache, it is on at the moment. Then we have several other things, and most of the things are not related to our concern, or we will not be using most of the time. Here we have triple buffering. Basically, it will allow you, or it will enable or disable you to triple buffer for OpenGL application. So if you have some OpenGL application in your system, that option will get used there. Then we have some options related to virtual reality, which you might not be using in most of the cases if you are not into virtual reality. So that was all about manage 3D settings, and then we have the last option, and let's see what it is. Now we are into our last category of our settings, and here we have some options. First one is select a Physics X processor. At the moment we have two in our system. One is Nvidia and second one is CPU obviously. CPU is by default, Nvidia is an additional option. You can select the graphic card which you want to use for your system. If we go with Nvidia, now our system will be using our graphic card, but I'll go with the default options which was auto selected. So what my system will do, it will use Nvidia when it needed to, or otherwise it will keep on using CPU in case if it is not doing any heavy tasks. So that was all about Nvidia control panel, and now let's move on to the tool which I was talking to you about. So I will just close this one. So I will just search for TechPowerUp, and here it is. I'll just open it. So basically this tool provides you a lot of information about the graphic card or the GPU which you are using into your system. Here you can see we have different information regarding our GPU in our system. This is the name, then we have its model, then we have the technology, and then we have several other information. The important one which I want to talk to you about is memory size, and that is around 6 gigabytes. Then we have its bandwidth, and down here we have the GPU clock. It is 960 megahertz, and the memory is 1750, which is at max. It means even if you boost your GPU, it will not go beyond this reading. So this is all the information and nothing else. The most important section in this tool is sensors. As you have seen here, we have the GPU clock at 960, and here we have the same information, and same goes for memory clock. The GPU temperature at the moment of my system is 51.8 degrees centigrade, and down here we have the memory. As we have seen here that we have around 6 gigabyte of memory of our GPU or our graphic card, but at the moment our system is only using 476 megabytes. It is because we are not using any heavy processors or any heavy applications into our system, and that is why it is only using limited number of resources. Then we have GPU load and different other information, and here you can see it says GPU is around 1 to 2%, means this percent is getting used only. Down here we have the board power draw. It is basically the power which different component use from your GPU. Like we have some RGB lights, we have some cooling system which draws power from your GPU. So at the moment it is at 32 watts. Then we have GPU chip power draw, and then we have different other information. One more important thing here is CPU temperature. This was the GPU temperature, and this is the CPU temperature of your system. Now let's go into the advanced option. In advanced option, we have some other information as well. Like here we have temperature limit. At current it is 87 degree, minimum is 75, then default one is 87 degree. So again here we have different information and nothing else. The most important one about this tool was sensors, and the information was in the graphic card section. So this was all about today's video, and I hope now you have better understanding about GPU and how its different component works and how it has different features regarding its specifications. Please leave a like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon along with it. If you have something to ask, please leave a comment below. We will get back to you as soon as possible. Till the next video, take care.